What are the top questions that you can anticipate during your job interview? As long as there might be a limitless amount of questions asked, keep in mind that all those questions will relate to number one, personal questions such as to confirm your qualifications, your job history, to figure out who you are, if you're a good match for this role or not. Questions such as tell me about yourself or describe your weaknesses or where do you see yourself in 5, even though I personally think this question is really relevant given the pandemic nature of our work now. But anyways, recruiters keep asking these questions again and again. Why recruiters are still interested in your past challenges? Because your past predicts your future. I know it may sound a bit creepy and I have my own opinion on this. For me, your past behavior in a given situation cannot 100% predict your future. Just because people get better and better in what they do, people have different circumstances that influence their behavior in a team or a company or a job that may differ from the job that you apply today. By the way, not all recruiters can equally well assess your past performance and match it with the existing challenges in the company and tasks that you are to be hired for. That's why for me, it's more reasonable to ask candidates situational questions to assess their analytical and problem-solving skills given the context of the company. For example, I found a situational case when I was researching for vacancies in companies that are trending right now, like top employers in North America, such as Shopify, for example. Check out what the situational case looks like there and how relevant it is for the position I am interested to apply, hypothetically. Well, first of all, this is a vacant position in HR area and the title is Workforce Planning Specialist. This is what their website says. Along with your resume in the message to hiring manager section of application form, please also answer the below question with a character of limit of 4,000 letters. New lines of businesses are constantly popping up throughout the support organization, some without much historical data. Describe how you would approach preparing the first version of a forecast for a new team with only 12 months worth of historical demand data. Shopify actually shares my vision on how to screen candidates. I started digging to other questions that they may ask their candidates, and look what I found on Glassdoor, for example. So many questions were related to tell me about your life story, meaning they're interested to know what influenced you to choose the career path. So the recruiter is interested to know how did you end up applying to this position. They are not interested to know your family tree, the challenges you cope with during your life. They are interested to figure out the logic behind your career path. Another common question, as I said, will be again for a specific case to handle. For example, this question: your project went viral and you got a lot of users. What's the problem now and how can you manage it? So as long as the interview questions can vary and it's useless to predict every question and train your answers, but most of the questions you're gonna be asked will relate to your background and what do you know about the employer and about the job that you applied for. Check this out. Why do you want to work for Shopify? Why do you want to be a merchant success manager? Why Shopify? Why Shopify Plus? Why Shopify Data Analyst? I would assume, and again, I'm not a predicting machine, just assuming they wanted to see the logic behind candidates' actions. So if they ask you about what did you do in school, you need to pick the right time frame of your school years and say, when did you discover you have interest in a relevant class that brought you to choose your major in college, to choose your future employer, and so on. But the most difficult questions will relate to your thinking skills and subject knowledge. For example, a question addressed to a software developer. Your project went viral and you got a lot of users. What's the problem now and how can you manage it? Or check this out, a marketing data analyst candidate was asked, what experiment could you perform on social media to determine consumer intent? Or how could you use the Reddit and Pinterest API for our analysis? Okay, same goes for Tesla interviews. Expect something personal. What motivates you? How do you prefer working? There will be also some in-depth questions related to your work. Maybe an employer would be interested in your past projects just to have an idea about the scope that you were working with. Be sure to include numbers in your answer. And of course, the hiring manager, who is the last stage of the interview process, will assess both your case answers and how would you fit their team, how to manage you best. Check out this interview process described by a job candidate at Tesla for manufacturing engineer interview, where the person was asked more in-depth experience questions and engineering scenario questions. The candidate ended up accepting the job offer and hopefully till now working at Tesla, which is, I think, so mind-blowing, especially now. Just to come up with the typical interview questions that you can expect, here is the list of most common questions during your first and second stage interviews. Of course, you can expect, tell me about yourself. This is a no-brainer, guys. Check out my video about how to correctly answer these questions after you finish watching this video. Second question, why should we hire you? Number 3, you can expect, why did you decide to apply to this role and company? Number 4, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Number 5, what are you proud of, aka what's your accomplishment? Number 6, describe a challenging situation you encountered and how you solved it. This is a behavioral type of question that will help the interviewer connect your past behavior and match it with a future potential problem and how you would cope with it. Number 7, where do you see yourself in 3, 5, 10 years from now? AKA, what are your plans in terms of your career path, your career aspirations? What do you want to accomplish professionally? Number 8, why are you leaving your job? Be as positive and ambitious as you can. Never badmouth your ex-employer. Number 9, you can expect, tell me about the time when you had something, blah, blah, blah. You can fill the gap yourself. It can either be your conflict resolution skills or stress-resistant communication issues when you didn't understand a task and you had to deliver a presentation, for example. You made a mistake. How did you correct it? How did you cope with the failures? When you had a difficult colleague, for example, you had to cooperate with. These are the common questions, and depending on the position, they can be asked. Number 10, do you have any questions for us? Of course, anticipated 100%. Guys, this is your finest hour. Ask questions to the point, show that you're interested in the position, and show you want to continue this job hiring process. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of my videos that can be very helpful. Comment if you want to add something. Press the most beautiful like button. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later. Bye.